Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So here we are with turn 8 of the team I'm playing for, which is obviously the Soviets, in our play-by-email game here. So it's an interesting one, really. A lot going on. It looks as though the Red Army here in the north, at least my teammates, have pulled back a considerable distance for the most part, especially here in the centre. Hello there, Zombie Killer. How you doing, my dude? Yeah. It's getting worse up north. I think we've kind of got an easier situation than the other armies do, while the other fronts do, to be honest. Yeah, but other fronts are not doing too bad, really. Obviously, they've been pushed back to this position over here. But this train over here is pretty good for the defensive push there. Over here, they do have a river line, but beyond that, they do have some, like... yeah, I've gone back. I've gone back to vanilla counters and then just like the rainy day mod for the actual map. Really quite nice. Only issues where I bloody knocked off the other mods, but that'd be fine. Maybe one day when I do another gameplay, well, another playthrough of one of these, though probably most likely that I'll do a War in the East 2 whenever that comes out. Obviously, that'd be really quite interesting. So then, G-Man, how you doing, my friend? But yeah. Not too bad. Over here in the centre, we can see obviously they are falling back here. Giving up a fair amount of ground. I mean, Smolensk is out here, the centre of the line. Whether that holds or not is unknown. They do have a fair amount of combat value there, defensive combat value, well over, I'd imagine well over 100 probably, or over 100 anyhow. Now, on our own front down here, yeah, quite sparse over here. It may become a natural worry though, we may have to watch the northern front over here by Gamel, due to the Axis forces pushing up there. But it doesn't look like they're in major strength. We can see here that these divisions are broken up into different, brigades? Well, I suppose it's a regiment, isn't it? Regiment, perhaps. Yeah, I think it's the regiments. Oh, battalions. I forget what it's one of them. It might be the brigades they're broken up into. I can't remember exactly what they're broken up into when it's a division that's broken up. Yeah, one of these two is going to be freaking amazing. Looking forward to that. I do have access to the beta, actually. I just need to I just need to ask how, ask Matrix how the hell to actually get it working. And then, I mean, I can't really talk about it, so... But yeah, I'm looking forward to the game coming out. Okay, so... I'm just going to turn the music up here a little bit louder. There we go. Okay, so our orders. Yep, Southern Front is the trickiest one. This time they've got panzers over the river, yep. I doubt they have large fuel reserves. It's up to you then how to plan the defense. Pulling back is okay, fighting forward becomes more and more risky. Use the administration points to hire better generals for your army. Yeah, look for infantry and morale ratings. Transfer the divisions around. Okay, yeah, so it's a fairly simplistic order that we do have here. Let's see. So yeah, the Axis has broken across the river over here. It's only a Hungarian motorized brigade. It could be potentially thrown back, but the issue becomes at what cost? There is a full-blown German division over here, the 299th. They are lacking on supplies, actually. They have very little fuel. The panzers here in the area do seem to have very little fuel, which is fairly encouraging. Yeah, to be honest, we actually did alright over here. Surprisingly so. I'd imagine they would have swept us from the field over here. But we are flanked over here to the north. It's only really a matter of time until they can actually push across here. So it might be time to leave some units in effect and then start to pull back over here. Obviously try to garrison Crimea. Really just to make sure the Axis can't cross it. Over here in the north's not too bad. I mean, we do have a couple cavalry divisions over here. They, of course, will be replaced in the future, but it would be nice to try and save them in some way or to cause further problems. That would be good. It may be worth it to head over here, then, just to try and inhibit the Axis supply lines, or lines of communication. We could move into the actual town over here. Indeed. Now, it does intrigue me, actually. It's a shame that we can't actually move over here, otherwise we could actually really cause some issues. But we can really cause them issues anyhow. Yeah, throw back the Hungarians, it might be a good idea to do so. At the end of the day, it would prevent them from having another toehold over here. I mean, this is a defensible position. I could pull back to the Sula River, at least across the Sula River. Potentially bring up the drawing tool here. The thing's going to come down to, like, how do we pull back without giving up the entire front? It might come to us, actually, like, for example, possibly falling back to this position over here. So we'd surrender the city across here. I mean, I could pull back to this position, perhaps, though we do have to push this unit back if we do that. We were pushed back over here, but that could be rectified fairly easily. I could divert some additional forces over there. The issue comes down to, we are trying to pull back, not so much hold the line as such. We can hold it easily in the north, but obviously in the south it becomes an issue. The centre is becoming possibly quite weak. We do have a couple of rivers over here that we could fall back to. It's a shame that these rivers are vertical rather than horizontal, otherwise they would have been fantastic defensive positions. Let's see. I do have some additional reinforcements. Yep, we have another division there, the 353rd. We have cavalry. I believe, let's see. Right. Bryanska front activators, so 2 more armies might be added. Okay, we'll have to check that one out. Go to Uday, and Sula River, yeah. There's a Uday. Right, Uday over here. Yeah, possibly something like that. But, we do have a fair amount of towns over here, that's quite good. The issue is, if I surrender the river line, we do surrender these fortified zones here. That's the issue. It might be worth it to perhaps fall back to a position like that. Though, I don't think we need to fall back over here in the north. I think it's in the south where we need to try and fall back to a degree. Of course, it comes down to actually trying to throw this unit back across the river. I mean, for example, if I was to attempt to throw this division back, we could bring a fair amount of combat value, with a fair amount of offensive punch there, but I don't think we'd have a 100% chance. I don't think it'd be, like, guaranteed to force them back across the river. And, of course, the issue is if we were to do that and fail, it's going to cost us a lot. Right. Okay. So what do I have over here then? So I do have 132nd, so the 132nd. We do have the 32nd Cavalry, we have the 28th Cavalry over here, but they are being refitted. They're not in a ready state for battle. Jesus Christ, Captain Shipwreck, that's a big old one there. Thank you so very much there, dude. Holy moly. Thank you so much there, man. That is really appreciated. That really does mean a lot. You caught me off guard with that one. Thank you very much for that, dude. It is really, yeah, that's really generous. I do appreciate that one quite a lot. I need to work on some sort of thing where it has, like... I know, like, how some channels have credits where they have their Patreon supporters. I need to work on something like that. That'd be good. But thank you very much, Captain Shipwreck. Appreciate it. Ooh, right, we have a couple divisions over here. That's pretty good. Now, these were the ones that were sent to the rear, weren't they? Some of them are actually ready for combat, or fairly ready for combat, so that's quite good. At least they can stand in the line of battle and not immediately break. That's good enough for me. What I'm feeling here is potentially... push out the Hungarians and just defend against the Germans, yeah. What I'm feeling here then is... so we do still occupy the river. Sorry, we still occupy the city. What I'm thinking we do here then is... the issue comes down to the city over here. Let's... Whoops. Let's take a look. Let's see. What do we actually have in the city over here? Yeah, so the city's really busted as is, so that's not an issue then if we do pull back over here. There's no units to be lost, the city has been fairly much evacuated, and the only units residing here are the division themselves. Maybe you should push the Hungarians back from a line straight east to, indeed. What I'm kind of thinking here at the moment is, we pull these troops back over here, we could pull them possibly towards the, Volchaya River, how the hell you pronounce it? Gay, sure. We do have a Samara over here. Yeah, I mean we could put the best units over here, then try to establish positions over here. I need to defend the industrial basin over here in the Ukraine. That's what I need to defend. But at least by doing this, I'd imagine the Axis forces will obviously move into this gap over here. The thing becomes, if they don't, I know that I imagine they will do. I'd imagine they would move into that void there. The thing, though, is if they don't, it does leave them potentially open to me flanking them. Of course, they could punch through over here and towards the Orel River, which is where I'd like to establish another defensive line. And what we could do here is actually take some of these units and just have like a light... Yeah, what we could do here is actually have some forces hold on to the Mara River. I mean, I'd like to have some forces dotted here just to hold this. But what I'd like to do is actually put some defenses on the Orel River. Hello there, Roach. How you doing, my friend? So for those of you who are unaware, Commissar Roach here is a fantastic content creator. Definitely worth checking him out. Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. Now, with these units behind their lines, it is going to cause some issues for them, thankfully. So let's see, what can we do here? I think we need to try and make it as difficult for the Axis as possible. Well, whoops, didn't mean to actually move both units. I'm just going to reload the actual save here. I didn't mean to move both of them. There we go, and put that in again. Oh, okay, we'll relaunch the game then. Yeah, whoops. What I want to do is actually move one of the cavalry divisions, and we could almost... I mean, the thing is, if we actually had the units in place, we could try to cut that salient off again. Ah, okay, that's irritating. We'll relaunch the game in totality then, as the game is bloody well not having it. That'd be kind of awkward if the game just refused to work, but we'll be alright. I'm sure we'll be alright. Okay. Right. Hold on there, 2 secs, guys. Weird. Okay. Right, that's not what I want. How weird. Yeah, I don't know why it's been awkward now. Right. Yeah, the game bloody well is rebelling, isn't it? I'm going to try and load a different save here. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is... okay, let's just close the game here quickly. What I'm going to do is just put the save back in. But I mean, apparently, by doing that, I've destroyed the game. Yeah, we won't be used for war no more. Ain't going to fight no rich man war. Okay. And this is kind of weird, isn't it? Not that, but that'll come in handy later. Right. Just, give me 2 ticks here, guys. I've been trying to figure this out. That's bloody awkward, isn't it? How bloody awkward is that? Right, so that would be the offender there. Okay, put that in there. There we go. Let's hope for the bloody best here, because it's actually really awkward. Like, what do I do? That's really awkward. Please work. Okay, well that's going to remove the actual mods here, so I don't know what to say about this. I've never had this actual issue, which is really awkward. Yep. What the hell do I say about this? Okay, just bear with me, guys. I do apologize here. Okay. This is awkward. I'd feel really bad if I was to end the stream, especially after, like, Shipwreck actually donated, because that'd be, like, really kind of harsh. So, try and fix this. Other than that, I freaking don't have a bloody clue why it's been awkward. Try and do a bit of Googling. Yeah, no, right. Well, it's almost done, so we'll give it a go in a moment. I just find it really weird that the game's just refusing to play ball. Very weird. At least while we're here, we can actually take a look at the games library. If you do see some games on here that you guys would like me to play, then do let me know. I swear to God, I spend most of my time just playing Victoria 2 lately. Grim Dawn's a good game. I like Grim Dawn. Right, there we go. Come on. Play nice. Because I'm going to look really bad if you don't play. Okay, whoa! Well, the game's working. But we're playing here in vanilla, so... Yeah, oh god, that makes everything look so much different. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We've managed to, do something to make the game work, so yeah, okay. That's a freaking... Okay, note to self, do not fuck up. Right, well, at least it's a little bit easier to see what's going on, I guess. Okay, take one of these units, just the one. Right, move you there. I'll have to take a look at what the hell the game's doing, and like, why it was doing that. Yeah, awkward. Okay. See, there is a headquarters over here, supported by... Viking. Oh, Viking. So anyway, the SS Motorized Division. Obviously, that makes it a little bit awkward trying to push it out. Yeah, oof indeed. Oof indeed. But at least the game's working. God, it's been so long since I've taken a look at this game in vanilla. Really crazy. Okay. I do think we'll fall back to the Samara or El River. I'll hold on to the city, perhaps. I mean, it's a good position, to be honest. It does give me fairly... Yeah, do not fuck up is a good rule to live by. Yeah, it does give me a really nice defensive position there. It is quite difficult. The issue is the Soviets, sorry, the Axis could of course just bypass it. It's only really useful on the front line. These black dots, believe it or not, are actually towns. Okay. I think what I'm going to do here, then, let's see. Yes, this is a play-by-email game, but I'm playing with a couple other people. Right. Okay, what I'm going to do here, then, is fall back with this division. Though, in fairness, let's see. If we move here. Now, of course, I could actually move via rail. So what I'm going to do here, then, is I'm actually going to use a cavalry to move back. Yeah, we're playing as the Soviets. I have control of the southern front over here. Apologies for the game looking a little bit like garbage. We did just have about 5 to 10 minutes of the game actually just decided to refuse to play ball. So, yeah, we've had to just reload it in vanilla. Okay. Let's take a look. Yep, there's another town over here. Right. Move the headquarters back over here. Okay, we do have our motorized division over here. We do have a couple infantry divisions. We do, of course, have some cavalry over here. But at least with this, so we have, obviously, unit here, and unit here. So this is, obviously, projecting zone of control around them. A hex around them has, obviously, the zone of control penalties if the enemy does try to move past us. What I might do here, then, is... See, I do have a reinforcing cavalry division here. Now, issue is I need to obviously get it off the rail lines. But I don't know if I'd have enough to do that if I move there. Okay. What I'm going to do instead, then, is I'm going to take this cavalry division over here. It's a fairly powerful cavalry division, the 26. So I'm going to have it moved over here. I'm going to put it to ready. Well, to ready, actually. Yes, there we go. Now, this command is almost overburdened, but I'm going to be taking some of these units elsewhere, especially the infantry division, so that's fine. So I'm going to assign the 26 to the 5th Cavalry Corps. There we go. So it's been reassigned to the 5th Cavalry. So, if we take a look at this, then, effectively we have a little bit of a line over here, a bit of a tripwire. Now, what I can do here, then, is I can potentially have the infantry pull back to this position over here on the Samara River. So, swampy terrain over there. Okay. Let's take a look at fortifications. Yep, you're fortified over here. Rightio. What I'm going to do then is, let's see. The 255th, the 296. The 296 is a good division. I'm going to have the 255th, obviously due to the fact that they aren't in the tip-top condition that they could be. What is the defensive value here? See, I have a motorized division I need to move elsewhere. It's not exactly spectacular. Okay. We do have a couple of reinforcements to come, but I'll use them elsewhere. So what I'm thinking here is we have a 255th move up over this way. I might use a cavalry division or some sort of division here on the rear line, or rear echelon. Let's see. How far could you move? How much do I need to actually get you off the train? I forget how much it is actually to get off a train. Well, either way. Yeah, the 49th isn't particularly strong. I'll use the cavalry over here then. Yeah. Move you over there. And then at least I can move you about later on. Right, so what I'm thinking here then is, There's about, what, 150, 160 tanks there? Not exactly a huge armoured punch, is it? There is... I think there's about 8 or 10 of us in total. 6 to 10, something in that sort of region there. What I'm kind of thinking then is we pull back the infantry and have them... we could have them moved... yeah, I think I'll have the infantry moved. I think we can accept the fact that this is probably going to be collapsing soon enough. So what we could potentially do then is... what I'll do is I'll take you off the actual train. Yep, so that uses a fair amount there. What I'm going to do is have you place inside the city itself. You're on ready. Okay, so this is Southern Front Command. I'm going to have the 60th Cavalry. Let's see... Where is your army command? So I'm looking for the 6th Army. The 6th Army is all the bloody way over here, actually. Yes. You're assigned to Southern Front. Now, I was made aware that we should have another army command. There's a couple of rifle divisions that we have spare, which is quite good. Right, so I do have 49th Army. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to have 49th Army make its way down here. To Solano. And there we go, we'll take you off the rail lines. Okay, so 49th is going to be assigned to Southern Front. There we go. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting. And of course, there's a lot of fun in playing the game as a, well, playing everything, taking control of everything. But it's really interesting when you do not have control over everything there. And you do have to work with teammates. Okay, I'm going to have the 3rd Airborne assigned to the 49th Army. Which is actually not an option at the moment. Is it the 49th or is it the 29th? It's the 49th. I'll pull you back over here then, see if I can have you reassigned. Yes, there we go, 49th Command. Okay, good. Right, let's take a look at 49th. Who's in command here? Infantry, ooh, that's quite expensive to dismiss him. We could, but I'll wait until the end, actually. Right. So first things first, we'll retake this position here. The 13th Tank Division is actually a fairly powerful unit. I do need to move something here to replace the 20th. We do need additional forces here to hold this. What I'm going to do is move you down here. In fact, you stay in that position there. I'm going to move over here. Okay. What I'll do then is I'll move the 20th Tank Division over this way to actually hold the city itself. What I'm going to do here then is actually move some units to this position here. Now, we do have the 197th. Okay. Just trying to think how we want to do this. I'm half tempted to pull this unit back over here, the 141st. But if I do... I mean, I could pull back this unit here. But it's not really going to fix my issues. They will punch through then. Either way. We need to cut this down here. Okay, let's focus on one side first. Go from there. Do you think they will ever make a game like One Pacific for the European theatre? I mean, it'd be amazing if they did. It would be amazing. But I suppose it's one of these things of where it'd be very difficult. I mean, I think it could be done for maybe like World War I. I think that'd be rather interesting, perhaps. It would be a very interesting game. You could have the High Seas Fleet attempted to duke it out with the Grand Fleet. Right, okay. 3rd Airborne. We're not going to question the fact that 3rd Airborne has control over these cavalry divisions. It's, yeah, it's above our pay grade. Yeah, exactly. I think it could be done. It could be done. I mean, you could have... I mean, let's take One Pacific Admiral's Edition, so obviously with the ground warfare, well, land warfare. I think it could be done with a World War I-esque game, because I think at the end of the day, it's like there's no maneuver as such. It obviously did come down. I mean, initially it was maneuver, but that could be represented. In all honesty, I think it could be done. I think Grigsby's... yeah, I think it could be done in World War I. I don't think it'd be done really well in World War II due to the fact that obviously it was very much smaller scale warfare. Obviously, like the Panzers obviously outmaneuvered and that sort of thing, more fluid. But I think World War I obviously with the large divisions, the large armies, cumbersome, slow, that could be good. The Grand and US Fleet versus the High Seas Fleet, indeed. I mean, you could have the Austro-Hungarian fleet as well, even the Ottomans in there too. And you could obviously have, like, production factored in as well. That'd be rather interesting. I mean, for example, you could have it where, I don't know, let's say, using the Austro-Hungarian fleet on, obviously, the Ottoman fleet. Perhaps if you're able to, like, prevent the Allied forces from occupying a certain sea zone or having control over certain zones on the map, then supplies or raw material might flow to Germany or something like that. I don't know. It's stuff like that. I think it could be something that could be worked. I think it could be done. It'd be amazing, but I suppose it's one of these things that's not really particularly likely to happen. And I know that we have the town there, but I might move there just to make it easy on me. But then again, that's... actually, no, that'd be okay. Okay, I'm going to move into this position here. Rule the Waves 2 or the original Rule the Waves? I'm looking forward to Rule the Waves 2, actually. That's going to be awesome. Right. What I'm going to do here, then, is I can actually have these divisions assigned up over this way. Especially around here at Orel. Yeah, I'm quite weak on the flanks here. Right, I mean, we did try and throw that division back. I mean, it might be done, but obviously this is a dangerous position that we need to pull back from. Definitely to pull back from. I do not want to give up the river line. I think holding the Dnieper River, the Dnieper River, is an advantageous position. Oh, the music's a bit loud. Okay, I'll turn the music down. So, by the way, Duke, how you doing, my friend? There we go. The music has been turned down there. Hopefully that is better. Right. Yeah, we'll definitely pull back from this position here. So it's obviously going to free up a couple divisions, which is quite good. The airfield over there as well. Indeed. I'd like to have something over here as well. Yeah, charge the Hungarians. Thing is, I don't really want to give up this position here. I mean, I know it's on... The thing is, it's on the other side of the river, isn't it? And it is going to be attacked by, basically, yeah. By about 3 different hexes there. So obviously it's a bad situation to be in. So what we'll do then is we'll pull back across the river then. Yeah, that's fine. It's a little bit hard sometimes to actually sort of gauge the audio levels. I'm going to use the 32nd Cavalry Division there as well, just to make sure we actually do push them back. There's a couple players actually playing that as the Axis. There's a Southern, Army Group South Commander, Army Group Center Commander, as well as an Army Group North Commander, and then an overall Commander as far as I'm aware. I'm not exactly sure how many players there are. Okay, so what we'll do here then is, let's see, where are our commanders? They're under the 18th Army. I'd like to actually have them assigned to an actual corps. Right, so I do have a 2nd Airborne Corps over here. That's fine. The 2nd Airborne Corps is going to be now going to be responsible. So let's see. I could actually give them artillery. And this is a thing. We've actually been going without assigning any artillery or any support here. So yeah, we are free to do that now. So what I'm going to do is make sure each of my actual corps now have access to artillery as well as engineers. So our unit's resistance will increase here, which is why the river line is so very important right now. So what we're going to do here then is I'm going to have you assigned to it is the 2nd Airborne Corps under the Kharkov Military District, but I'm going to have you assigned to the 18th Army. There we go. You're going to be under the 18th Army. Let's take a look at the actual Commander-in-Chief here. Okay. Let's see, can we find somebody who's better then? Moskalenko. Right, 5-5. What is it we're looking for again? We're looking for... Hold up 2 secs. Right. Right, infantry and morale is what we're looking for. Morale is 7. There's an 8 over here. Infantry command is very good. He's assigned to the 43rd Army, however. I'm just looking for other standout commanders. 7 ain't bad. 7 for morale, however. But actually, that's not too bad. It's not too right. Yeah, it's not too bad actually. Oh, he's not bad there. 6. Oh, sorry, it's only 5 for the infantry, but it is 6 for the morale, so that's not too bad. We'll have Rybalko assigned here. Nice looking chap. Okay. Our commander over here then. Fyodor. 5. That's not bad. Okay, so I'm going to have these units assigned to the 2nd Airborne. Actually, that's to increase that ability, fair enough. Right, second airborne as well. I need to really make sure my units are assigned to armies. And corps, of course. Okay, you can be assigned to the second airborne as well. What I'm going to do is actually take the airborne units to the north and have them assigned to an actual army command, such as the 37th, which is going to be assigned now to the Kharkov military district. There we go. Just double check. This is the 37th army. Right, we'll have you assigned there. There we go. Right. 37th Army. Right, I'm going to have you assigned to the 49th Rifle Corps. He's actually a poor commander, we'll have him removed. To the Gulag with you. Have you taken Berlin yet? Nope. But we're not doing too badly here, actually. Right, morale. Moskalenko. There we go. He shall stiffen the resolve of the men on the line. Okay, so the second airborne is ready to go there. Now, of course, I could throw in the additional unit over here, which I think is probably a wise idea. Make sure we absolutely throw this unit back here. But what I'm going to do then, so you are the 273rd. I'll have the 273rd involved in the attack, and then the 132nd could occupy that position then, if necessary. Okay, so I'm going to take the 132nd out, or is it a wise idea? No, we'll go with a full-blown attack here. What I'm going to do then is assign them some artillery. Right. So I do have some tank battalions, motorcycle battalions, well, regiments, sorry. We do have howitzers, we have plenty of artillery, actually. What we're going to do then is we're going to assign them some heavy mortar battalions here. Yeah, send the bad commanders to the Gulag. Yeah, indeed, not one step back. Right, so we'll assign some artillery here. It's only 6 guns so far. A gun regiment brings us up to 52 guns. A corps artillery regiment brings us up to 87 guns. We'll try to aim for about 100 guns per regiment then. Well, per corps. So I'll throw in another one there. Okay, 133. I'll give them a motorcycle regiment as well. There we go. Now, the motorcycle regiment is obviously not particularly amazing, but it does bring some armoured cars. 45mm gun. It's not too bad, actually. Well, 45mm cannon. Flamethrower squads, not bad, not bad. Some anti-tank guns, 50mm mortars. Actually, not bad, is it, really? Right, there we go. So they've been given additional requisition. And they are routed. Okay, so good attack there. That actually does do better than we could have really hoped for, actually. And this is it, the Hungarian units aren't very strong, are they? Okay, so we'll have the 132nd occupying that position there. What I'm going to do is take the 264th Division, they're going to move over here. Now, of course, the issue is the fact that I can't drive these forces back over here. We do have the 11th Panzer as well as the 29th Motorized. So what we need to do then is really spread out our forces over here on the centre. But at least with that solved, it does give us more room to maneuver. I could move the armour here to the rear, which I'm going to. This cavalry division could be moved over here. There we go. What we're trying to do basically then is we're trying to have the front line and then a secondary line. If I can establish a tertiary line as well, I will do so. The reason being we bogged down the panzers. Right, I mean, I think it's one of these things of where we could possibly force them back, but I don't think it's worthwhile. I don't think it would do us any good. Okay. Let's approach the situation over here, then. Right, these are... Right, so these are only regiments, aren't they? So he's not really going to be planning an attack there. It might be worthwhile to actually look at preventing the Das Reich SS Motorized Division from pushing across here. Is this 1941? This is 1941, so the war is only a few weeks in, really. We're not doing too badly. Apologies about cracking my knuckles there. I didn't mean to do it right next to the microphone. Okay. I'd like to have infantry supported by the armour there, so that does make for a good defensive position, perhaps. Right. I'd like to have, like, a line, really. A second line. He doesn't look like he's going to be pushing the offensive here. He's probably going to be pushing down this way. Might be worth it moving a unit all the way down here just to... Yeah, I'm going to move that unit down there. Okay, to the third cover... Well, to the third airborne you go. You're actually unready, but that's fine. Right, I'm actually not seeing you showing up here. Let's go to whatever's nearest then. Hello there, sad regard. How you doing, my friend? Though, actually, I'll have you just assigned to Southern Front Command. Which is there. Oh no, 49th Army actually is probably a better idea. Ah, bugger, it's fine. They're like equal distance anyhow. But I'll have you reassigned to 49th Army. Okay, just refit. Right, 3rd Airborne. Also not seeing it here. Right, these divisions have, yeah, they're buggered, so I can't reassign them. So 5th Cavalry could actually take a few additional units here. Right. Those SS could probably encircle your strong infantry in the river line with that spearhead. Yeah, we're gonna move those infantry back, definitely. What we're trying to do now is just figure out how we want to defend this. We do have a fairly longish line here. Okay, what I'm going to do here then, we'll leave the infantry here. I'm going to have the armor. Well, the motorized can hold this position here. What we'll do then is we'll actually have the armor take up a secondary position here behind the lines. Need another unit here. We have units, it's just really trying to figure out how to best use them. Hmm. Right, you occupy that position instead. What I'm going to do then is actually take the 103rd Motorized. We'll have them placed here to oppose the Das Reich SS Motorized Division. The 218th could be moved over here as well. The Motorized here are fairly strong, so we'll move this unit here. Okay. Okay, we'll move the cavalry back. Need to find a core command here. Kind of thinking, do we move that division here, and then it supports these divisions? Or do I move it here? So then obviously if this breakthrough does come, which it will do, we'll support it. But I feel like this position here would probably be more beneficial, as it will try and inhibit these guys here. At least then we are just focusing the breakthrough here, rather than it being like that, like wider. But even then, it's one of these things where it's not going to make a massive amount of difference, as might be better to actually just really protect the flank over here, to be fair. What I'll do is move you here. Right. I'll move the 216th closer to actually fulfill that role. In fairness, I could go with a second line right behind the infantry here, really try and force the issue. But in a small area so you can bomb it easier. Yeah, well that's it, isn't it? Really try and condense the enemy's breakthrough. Grab it by the shoulders, if you will. That's what we need to do. But there is something to be said about holding this line here. It might be worth it. Yeah, these units are going to be pulling back. Well, these units are going to be pulling back. I think we do have the men to... Right, what I'm going to do then is going to change these units around. The 303rd is going to move here to this position. Yeah, we can move out of the pocket, that's great. Right. Have you sent down here? Okay. I'm going to have the 713th sent to occupy this space here. The reason for that is they're in a defensive position. Well, they're in a position where the enemy isn't likely to focus their efforts. So I'd like to have more mobile units on the actual flank so that if the opportunity does arise, we can actually really cause some issues for the enemy. So I'm going to have you assigned to that command there, which is the 1st Airborne. There we go. Then I'm going to take the actual armor here. Right, 1st Airborne. They'll take that position there. Well, actually, you move there. Though, yeah. 8, 10, not bad, 35 here. What I'm going to do then is take the infantry, have them push there. Still doesn't do a whole lot for us, but at least it does make it a little bit tougher. Okay, let's assign some artillery here. There we go. We do have another army here, the 16th Army Command. That's good. $240 guns. Hmm. I'll have this infantry division pull back here. This one can move over here, actually. The reason for that is I'm going to shift down the 295th here. Right, we do have cavalry there, that's going to come in handy. Okay, so what I'm doing here then is, due to the fact that they do have a huge amount of strength here, I'm trying to layer a defense here, so even when they break through one unit, they'll have to break through the next, and then they'll have to break through the next. And the idea is to use this under control to really just bog them down. The thing is, well, what I want to do here then is I want to make sure we have a sufficient amount of strength, like, on the flanks here. So, in effect, kind of what I want to do here then, it might sound a little bit crazy, but what I want to do then is I want to funnel them through the Sula, well, between the Sula and whatever the hell this river's called here. So let's see, what the hell's it called? So the Sula and the Basel River? Probably some shite like that. But yeah, so, straw on... Yeah, okay. So I want to have my strength then, basically... like that. So this position here is tough-ish. But I'm going to move additional reinforcements to these areas. And not so much into the central area. What I want to try and do is actually... I don't know, I want the Axis Commander to look at this and think, right, okay, so this is the way through. Whereas in reality, we actually do have a solid defensive position all the way along here where we could potentially flank him. Or really just hold the shoulders of his advance. It does point him towards, I think it's the city of Kharkov. No, that's Kharkov, I forget what this city's called here. But it does mean that we would have a pretty amazing defensive position here. Only this little bit of terrain here would be open. But we'd have this city to anchor the line, we'd have the rivers. Kind of what I'm like thinking here at the moment. We also have the Yadai River. Yadai. So let's see. Facts. I'd like to put another 2 divisions here. Oh, good, we do... Oh, there's a aerial command, okay. Okay, we do have reinforcements on the way. That's actually a pretty strong division there. That would be the 355th. Oh, it's got no movement. Damn, it's a shame. Hmm. Okay, in fact... Can they actually make it there? Right, good. They're actually off the rail line too. That's good. Have you signed to an army nearby? Sending to the 38th Army. Okay, so we need the defense of Poltava. I'm going to place this unit here, however. I do want to make sure that we do have a formidable defense here in the center. Obviously, this is where a lot of his forces are going to be concentrated. I mean, I need a third line over here, actually. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, then, is these units are going to be transported to the rear. Does it particularly concern me if they're combat ready or not? Actually, have you sent that? Reason being, I don't want them to actually be able to sweep through here. It'd be nice to have a little bit of extra defense there. No movement in them. I'd like that to be sent to Kharkov. Then, next turn, obviously, we'll take it off the line. Ooh, Timoshenko. Wow, Zhukov. Wow, Georgy Zhukov is assigned to the 28th Army. Okay, we'll have Timoshenko. I know he's not particularly the best, but I do like him, so I'm going to have Timoshenko actually assigned here to command of the Kharkov military district. Okay. I'm going to have you assigned to the Kharkov military district. Which apparently I can't. Okay. Well, Southern Front then. Right, you're going to be assigned to 16th Army. Okay. Right, so second line units are basically reserve units. So the units are going to be fortifying are going to be assigned to the 16th Army. Made it dark red one maroon so I can actually see which ones they are at a glance. I'll have the headquarters based outside of Poltava. I'm just going to have you assigned there. I think that infantry division there is not a great spot then out in the front. Yeah. I wish there was a way to actually see where... There we go. I'll give them some additional artillery here. Another 300 pieces of artillery here too. If we can, of course, manage that. Oh, wait, yeah, well over it. I was looking at the wrong number there, but that's fine. I'll give it 400 actually, considering it's on the front lines. Right, so that's all the support I can give out. He's pretty good. Fifth Cavalry. See, I'd like a unit here, actually. What I am going to do then is actually have you moved about there. Reason being, ideally they don't actually see what it is or see that it's routed, but I just want them to see that there's something there, really. Create some sapper support? Yeah, definitely. I know they're out of range, but it's just so I can see here. Makes it easy. Okay, so... you can go to the 16th as well. What we've done then is... force the Hungarians back over here. So what we'll have now then is... offensive line... like that. So that's the front line as such. The second line is of course these units. Then we do have the tertiary line. So it's not perfect. We will have additional troops on their way here sooner or later. Command has promised me more support, really, but we are doing fairly well, to be honest. We are making it difficult upon the enemy. We should have a much better shot at defending here, due to the fact that we do have better leaders now. We also do have artillery pieces, which is obviously going to come in handy. But what I'm really trying to do here then is try and encourage the Axis forces to make their way up here. Like, concentrate their efforts there. Because at the end of the day, it will drive them away from here where stuff actually matters, ideally. I think we've pulled back to a degree where we haven't just abandoned the line. Because obviously, at the end of the day, I'd be abandoning a lot of my fortifications. In effect, I've only really given ground here. Difficulty is really how to move these units. In fact, I'm going to have you move there. Probably for the best. I mean, the Axis forces here are fairly low on fuel. We did create some issues over here as well, so then I was going to be moving out too quickly. He's obviously majority infantry here, so doesn't have a huge amount of panzers. In fact, what we'll do here then is... I'm going to fall back to that position then, the headquarters. The reason being, at least, if he punches through here, there's still something here to check him on the shoulders, and of course there's this here as well. We're just trying to do our best here, just to keep him in check. Right now, down here at the Crimea. We'll just pull back. I really can't see a reason as to why I'd keep fighting here, but what I'll do is I'll leave some airborne just to frustrate him. In fact, yep, this is versus an actual group of human opponents. Okay. Yeah, these forces aren't available as of yet. And once we do have access to the Caucasus military district troops, then that would be quite nice. We'll actually have some additional troops there. As far as things go, though, it pulled back in such a way where we'll still have men on the river line of the Dnieper River. But we do have a secondary line, and we also then have a tertiary line in parts as well. Quite a bit further out where we've been able to manage it, which is obviously what we want. I want to have, basically how I want to run the defense here of the Southern Front is I want to have a front line, a secondary line, and then a tertiary line, I don't know, let's say about a hex or two behind. The reason for that sort of gap between the second line and the third line is really I want to have the Axis. If they do break through, but then not be able to continue into the third line. I want to have some distance there between the second and the third line. So if a breakthrough does come, at least they're not going to be able to just dive straight into the third line. The third line is going to be able to just hold them in check to the degree with their zone of control effects. And of course, it does then form a ideally undamaged front line, and then obviously we'll build the second line and then a third line behind that, and what was the third line will become the first line. So yeah, basically let's take a look at it like this. So this is the best example over here. So, front line, second line, third line. Then obviously this would become the first line. We'd have a second line, and then a third line with a little bit of depth here. But we'll see how that turns out. Obviously, we're not going to have the luxury of always deciding how we deploy. But the good news is the armor for the Axis down here in the south is being somewhat starved of fuel lately. They'll have more to come at some point. But if we can just buy time, especially once the bad weather arrives, we'll be able to hold pretty much indefinitely. But I don't really envy my other commanders. They might have far more troops than I have, but yeah, I don't want to be up there. If we take a look then, let's figure out how many troops we actually have here. So, headquarters. High command. Right, front command. Obviously, this is going to be a little bit hard to figure out. But, right, so, at least we might have something in the region of 1 million troops, give or take. Something in that sort of area. Northern front there, 500,000 men. Northwestern front, 500,000 men. Western front, 477,000 men. Of course, we do have Moscow military district, 17,000 men. North Caucasus. I mean, the Caucasus obviously would be nice to have control of that. Trans-Caucasus. I mean, this is it. There's 195,000 men there that I do want. Okay. But yes, so I'd like to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed this. Now, I will be live in about half an hour, as I'm going to be playing off against Richard York in close combat. So until then, thank you for watching, and goodbye for now. I'll be sending this save over to my overlords in Stavka. Let's hope that they don't have me on the chopping block. Until next time, thank you, and goodbye.